is Mild Sauce Live. This is a special weekday edition of the Steve Breit Rock Discovery Show. It's been a few weeks on hiatus, but we're back and ready to fucking rock and roll on this Tuesday night, election night in the city of Chicago. Congratulations to Lori Lightfoot, new mayor of the city. So that's some poignant local news to just put a nice timestamp on this episode, and with
Well
that,
done.
yeah. Probably not a good idea, but whatever, all good. And
Steve doesn't
obviously,
news.
on the other end, a little rusty. I think couple of weeks off made me a little bit squirrely. Got to get back into the fucking groove of things.
Yeah. You'll find it. It'll
But
come.
as always, the ethereal voice on the other end that you never see on camera is producer extraordinaire Jake. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Good. Long week. It's only Tuesday.
I know it's only Tuesday, and we've been so busy.
Yeah.
But speaking of busy, in these past few weeks off, we've both had a lot of things going on. You were down in Austin for South by.
Yes,
I
sir.
have been busy on a stretch of shows. I think I've seen 4 shows in the last 2 weeks. I've got another one on deck for this Thursday. And I think 2 or 3 of these shows have been some of the best shows of the year so far. And it's going to be really hard to see some stuff that tops what I have been witnessing in recent evenings out in the city of Chicago. Couple of previews, I think, for upcoming episodes. This episode is the Death of Self record release show at Cobra Lounge. This was about a month ago, and it was an excellent set. It was all local bands. Death of Self record release. Listeners will recall that we focused on them a little bit earlier in the year with the La Armada Juventud Carrasa Caribbean Chicago Hardcore Showcase.
Whoa.
They were one of the bands on that lineup, and that this was one of those cool shows where like I only knew a Death of Self. I'd seen them before. I was kind of walking in with these other 4 bands. So we've got Death of Self. We've got Still Alive. We've got This Is How It Ended in Tokyo. We've got Burdened and Sawbuck. So it's a full list of good Chicago punk and varying degrees and styles. So I think we got a nice little range of music for the evening. But upcoming, I also went to Herb's birthday at Liars Club a few weeks ago, which was headlined by Murphy's Law, the iconic New York hardcore band. That was a phenomenal, ridiculous, insane night out. One of the best shows of the year. After that, I went and saw Graveyard and Uncle Ass and the Deadbeats at the Metro. That was a phenomenal show. We're gonna do a whole episode on that one. And then just last weekend, Sunday night of all times. I hate Sunday night concerts, but I was at the Vic Theater for Zeal and Ardor, Deaf Heaven, and Baroness. So that'll be another upcoming episode. But yeah, I mean, this has been a busy musical week. I'm surprised my eardrums are still functioning at this point.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then, how about you, man? You were fucking rocking it down in Austin for South by. So
Yeah.
how'd that go?
I was cool. It was cool. I wasn't there like in an official capacity like I had in years past. So it was kind of nice to just enjoy things a little bit.
To enjoy it, not work.
Yeah, but I brought the camera, and of course, I ended up doing a bunch of stuff. So we ended up shooting the Halstead showcase at Peckerheads. We did a live stream of that. You can catch that on YouTube and everywhere else. We also did a live stream of the Spice Gang showcase. A bunch of Chicago artists, Valet, Spice Gang, ENT Crew. They did their thing. It was a lot of fun. Queen Key performed. But other than that, I saw my guy IDK at Empire. What the hell's the name of that place? I always mess it up. Empire Control Room.
Oh, yeah.
That, and he took that place down. It was great. So I was happy.
That's a great venue to see music. I mean,
I kind of picked my spots this year. I just saw like a few shows, but all of them were like really good. So,
there's some fucked up rooms. There's some cool rooms. There's some fucked up rooms that are cool.
South by didn't have the same kind of like same kind of excitement for. I'm used to a different kind of South by. I think it was very tame from what I remember.
I think it's about about jumped the shark, I think, with
Yeah,
the
it felt like the other side of that.
couple
for
weeks
sure.
long. It's the
Yeah.
tech and the movies and the.
I don't think I'd been there since the year that those people got hit by the car,
Mm-hmm.
and I think like we were like right there when that happened. So like I think like that really I think kind of like sent it on a different route after that. Like crowds were smaller. There's a lot of shootings though. It was weird. All right, I'm getting off topic. Yeah, it's a random amount of shootings at South by every night.
Yeah, that was weird.
No, like literally, me and Wesley walked across the street, across the highway one way one night to get to the other side to call an Uber, and there was a shooting outside of the Shell station. Very next night, we did the same thing, walked across, and there's a shooting at the opposite gas station at the Mobile across on the other side of the highway. So it was just literally like you couldn't get gas in Austin.
Right.
Wild. That's enough for my diatribe. What's up with your beer situation today?
Oh, yes. So we're changing it up a little bit tonight. So we've got, as usual, keeping it Illinois specific. Oh. See, it's been a while. I forget our new technology. So, yes, coming out of downstate Illinois, we've got Old Bakery beer. This is their citrus wheat. It is a 4.7 ABV. It's a 20 IBU, and I think everybody in the studio tonight has been sipping on these, and it's a really good, nice, fucking smooth drinker.
It's surprisingly nice.
Mm-hmm.
Fruity and herbal on the front. So
Yeah,
and it's organic according to the USDA.
Yeah, you got to go with that. I mean, what can be what else? What can go wrong with organic beer? But no, for real, it's very good. I dig it a lot. It's got a little bit of a lemony flavor to it. It's
like a beer spritz kind of.
It's definitely like leading into the warmer weather. We're finally getting to like break in this fucking cold snap that we've had lately. So this is one that's it's good to anticipate the nice summer to come with this one. So yeah, if you I don't know how available it is going to be up in Chicago. I'm sure if you go over to Binny's, you can order it. But if you happen to be downstate, be sure to hit Old Bakery up. It's a very, very, very fucking easy drinking, nice beer. And with that, we move on to the other tradition of the show. So I got to say, all the bands at the Death of Self record release show, they came correct. It was a tight set. It was a good variety of bands, a good variety of styles, and like everybody brought merch. And I was
gonna say Steve's they came right. Like if you get, it doesn't just include the way they perform at the show. It
it's the full package.
If you have the best show ever, but your merch table sucks, Steve is not.
I'm gonna call you out if you came to Chicago and you only brought larges. Wrong fucking thinking, man.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's the funniest review angle of anything I've ever heard. I love it. I love that.
And I've called merch people out. It's like, where did you think you were coming?
I'm December. Steve Breit. I don't have a reputation yet.
This is December and it's Chicago. There's gonna be a bunch of extra large dudes in the fucking crowd.
There's probably like some old groupie who warns people, like young merch table people about you. Like, oh yeah, you're going to Chicago. Watch out for this bearded fuck named Steve. He's gonna yell at you if you don't have an extra large sweatshirt.
Wouldn't that be funny if that was real?
That's like some weird wisdom that like some old guy that's been on the bus for too long.
Yeah. But yeah, so I am rocking my Still Alive shirt from the show. And like I said, man, there was so many good bands and so much like stuff to feast your eyes on, feast your ears on. And it's Cobra Lounge, so I was drinking the All Rise brew that was there that evening, and I got pretty fucked up. And I ended up buying 2 Still Alive shirts and a Burden shirt. And I was so drunk, I forgot to buy a Death of Self shirt. So
double down on one for
yeah. I don't know why. You wake up the next day and there's like half-eaten burritos and then like this pile of shirts. Oh, what the fuck did I buy?
A glimpse into the life of Steve Breit.
Yep. That's how I wake up. What happened last night?
That burrito's still warm though.
Yeah. If my short ass little dog hasn't gotten to it while I was asleep, but that's a story for another day.
Anyway, so what do we got? Yeah, let's get some music.
Let's dip into it. So The first track that we listened to, that was Death of Self, that was Antiseptic, and that was off of their newest album, Look Anywhere. It's a really good fucking record. I think the production is great. It sounds really solid. Just great musicianship. Very fucking cool. And like I said, that was like it was with all the bands. And the next band we're gonna hear is Still Alive. We're gonna hear the title track off of their Assemble album. So this is Assemble, and why don't we just dip into it?
Cool. Let's check it out.
All right, we're back, Mild Sauce Live. You know, it's kind of hot. Jamming out to Still Alive with Assemble, title track off the Assemble album. And they were super tight, real fucking fun. We'll dip into them a little bit later, but why don't we just get into the whole scene of the night? So we're going to be doing pairings of tracks from all the bands that played, as we usually do. And I want to dip into this band called This Is How It Ended in Tokyo. Real fucking cool band. I like their style. It's different. It's nice. I like the singing, screaming dichotomy that you'll check out once we get into the vocals of it. And this is one of those bands where it's they're like a nice little differentiation. I think, as you heard with Death of Self and Still Alive. They're more in your traditional kind of hardcore punk vibe. These guys are a little bit different, and I always appreciate somebody. You know, I think we've talked about booking agents a little bit in the past, and how they, there's ebbs and flows, and I think some people got it, some people don't. And whoever organized this set, it was a really cool full musical lineup. And
Remind me where this was again? I know
this was at Cobra
just said
Lounge.
It's Cobra Lounge, right?
Cobra
right.
Lounge, and I forget what night it was. Was it a weeknight? I don't even remember.
You said it was a Sunday, right?
No, the last one I went to was a
There's
Sunday.
too many to keep counting.
I know. I've completely lost track. I'm stepping over myself with shows. I'm going to one on Thursday night, but we're not going to do a show on that one.
Okay.
Truth be told, I'm going to see Nick Mason at the Chicago Theater on Thursday. That is the astute listeners would know that that's the drummer for Pink Floyd, and he is doing a Saucer Full of Secrets, old deep cut Pink Floyd set.
You know what?
Check that out.
I got a quick little dive for you here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this new Woodstock? You got the Woodstock poster over
Yeah,
there on the
yeah.
side, and they just announced, it's very confusing, honestly. I can't tell. There's like 2 of them, I think, that are both going on at once.
I didn't hear about the second one. If
not, I
if we're talking about the same one, is that the one that's got like Miley Cyrus and Santana?
I don't know. Chance is on it.
Yeah, I think Chance is on that one too.
I forget who else is on, but I don't know. How do you feel about this? Like, it feels like a really weird last-minute, like last-ditch effort to.
It seems like they're trying. It seems very forced. I mean, I don't know. To me, I feel like
feels kind of Target.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who they're like looking to get in on that. You know what I mean? Besides like just like scene horror people, you know what I mean? Like it's not I didn't particularly feel that set was like curated in any sense. You know what I mean? It seemed like they wanted to get a few of like the original guys that did like the original Woodstock.
Like, if you go back in the history of them trying to do this like every 10, 20 years and
but
stuff.
They didn't. That's the problem.
They
have no consistency.
They tried a few times and it's like failed a few times. It's actually, if you guys have listening.
Because this is like, what, the 5th one?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're listening, a really great Wikipedia hole to go into is like all the attempts at doing Woodstock over different years. Like, it's really funny, actually.
Because this is the 5th one, but they haven't been doing them on like 10-year intervals.
No, this is
because they did one like 50? 10 years after that. I think is like the unspoken Woodstock. Then they did like the early '90s one with.
I believe like the 2 millennium one, like the 90s and then like 99.
They did like 2 and
99.
they did like
well,
one in
like
92 and one in 99.
99. But then they do one like 94 or some.
Yeah, they did like an earlier 90s one and then an end of the century one, but like it didn't like correspond into any specific like
I don't know.
Anniversary.
Those last 2 are so bad. Limp Bizkit really fucked that up for everybody.
Yeah. Limp Bizkit kind of killed the franchise. But no, I will say though, like. What kind of people are, because this ain't going to be a cheap thing. I was going to work
Limp Bizkit into one of these shows one day. Finally did it.
The first record I have in my library, so I just to be honest.
I was about to go off on a weird tangent. Let's listen to some music real quick.
All right, yeah, let's do it. So, needless to say, not loving the Woodstock vibe. I'm just not feeling it. But I am feeling this next band, so let's just dip in. So we're going to listen to 2 tracks from This Is How It Ended in Tokyo. The first track is Harriet, and that's off the Somehow Soon release. And then the second track we're going to listen to is I May Be a Scumbag, But I'm Not a Fucking Loser. And that is off of the April's In release. So why don't we just dive in? And like I said, definitely appreciated these guys on the bill. All right, we're back. Mild Sauce Live, jamming out to This Is How It Ended in Tokyo. Couple tracks off a couple different LPs, jamming out, and good stuff. Moving on.
Yeah, it was a little more mellow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I liked the dichotomy. You know what I mean? A little bit more melodic in the music, and then you got like the almost spoken word vocals, the screamed vocals, the levels. I dig it. It's very good stuff. And you know, shifting gears though. Like I said, this was a full lineup, good diversity. The next band we're gonna check out is Burdened, and I think they're the most. I don't know if the heaviest is the word, but most aggressive. I think brute force is kind of the feeling I get from them.
Okay.
You know, good stuff. We're gonna hear a couple tracks off their Crippled by Fear album. We're gonna check out Crash and Burn and Young and Dumb. So, good stuff. They were really cool. This was like a weird thing about this. Like, we've been to Cobra Lounge before. You know, we know how it is. You get the bar. You get the bar in the front, and then like the venue part is in the back, right? So I walked into the bar, and the bar was fucking empty. I was like, "Ooh, shit, man!"
Don't they have a bar in the inside too, by the venue part, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, they've got like
That's
the
what you're
bar
talking about?
inside the venue, but I'm talking about like
The outside.
You're walking down the
Yeah,
street, you walk in the front door, you pay the fucking cover to get in, and I like take 2 steps in, and I was like, "Oh shit, there's nobody here tonight," you know?
Oh, okay. So I see. Yeah.
But they got those darkened doors, you know, and I would literally like walk in, get a beer at the bar, go to the doors, open the doors, and it's just a wall of backs. Like the music part of the venue was just completely fucking stacked all the way back.
Oh shit! Like everybody had already been like.
Everybody was like in there jamming out. I mean, it was a well-attended show. You know, I mean, it's a little bit of a crapshoot, you know, when you're going to shows where it's like a whole local set list. You know what I mean? Like all the local bands, and nobody's like, you know, gigantic, right? So it's like, well, this could be a really well-attended show. This could be really rowdy, or 16 people should, are going to be here. You never know. I've come into both situations, and
this was not that though.
No, this is a little bit more crowded than I expected. This is one of those ones where it's like, oh shit, man. Well, let me get up as close as I can, but I don't want to get too far away from the bar, or else I'll never get a beer.
There's a place where you can get like all the way to the stage and keep your back on the bar a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. All right, well, let's check it out. These guys got it going a little bit, huh?
Yeah, a little bit more aggressive than the last bands we were checking out, but in the best way possible. No, I like them a lot, and this is both off of the Crippled by Fear album. So let's just do it. Mild Sauce Live. It's kind of hot.
It's kind of hot, and here we go.
Some love was meant to be. Some love is misery. For the sake of wasting time.
All right, we're back. Mild Sauce Live. Checking out Burdened. Good stuff. Like I said, aggressive. I don't know if heavy's the right word, but aggressive. Moving on. This next band, this one was a little bit of a surprise to me. This brought back definite memories, I think, of, let's say, early 2000s, post-hardcore. A lot of the stuff that was coming out back then. I don't mean it like negatively and like, oh, they're just a retro band, but like they were pulling out some stuff that, I hadn't heard. I think listeners who were down with like Fall of Troy, like in the like 2004, 2005, I think you guys will get what I'm talking about with this, where, there was definitely a cool noodly technicality to the playing and to the music, and I think that the production value on the release isn't doing the band justice. I think they were really good, really tight. I see where they're trying to go with it, and I look forward to future releases. I think that the production is a little bit muddled on this, but I very much definitely dig this band. So why don't we dip in? This is.
Do you know the reference that they use for Sawbuck? Do they have like a reason behind their name?
I have no idea. What? I mean, that's like a money reference, obviously.
Sawbuck. Yep.
Right. Yeah. I mean, beyond that, that's what I know it
like
as.
Yeah, usually like a 10 bag. All right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Sawbuck. It's the.
And of course, it's off the Sativa album. So
all right,
let's
that
do
makes
it.
sense. That makes sense.
There you go.
Coming together.
So it's we're gonna listen to a couple tracks. We're gonna listen to Somber and Toss and Turn. I think these are two highlights off of the release. So why don't we just dig into it?
Diving in.
All right, and we're back. Mild Sauce Live, jamming out to Sawbuck with a couple tracks off the Sativa release. Checking out Somber and Toss and Turn. And this leads us to the final two acts of the night. Like I said up on top of the show when we were doing the T-shirt, Still Alive was great. I was so drunk and I liked him so much I apparently bought 2 shirts. So
That's that should be your that should be like how you review a show. Like some people
the
give
quality
stars.
of the merch table.
No, like some people give stars, some people give like thumbs up. Steve gives shirts. Like your show was 3 shirts good.
It was, and you got a good point. This was a 3 shirts good show.
You could judge a show by how many shirts Steve got.
Yes, I bought 3 shirts. I bought a couple of CDs, and I walked out with a bunch of stickers and pockets full. Drunk and stumbling down in the street in Pilsen.
Fucking character, my guy.
I know.
You're an absolute character.
I know, and like I said, I've been on a tear this last couple weeks. I've done this at least 4 times in the last 2 weeks.
Steve is not. He's not actually going to be in the new season of Game of Thrones. There's been a lot of talk.
Yep.
Speculation.
You will not find my frozen face in that awesome new promo. But winter is here. Winter is here. We are all fucking stoked. And I know Ryan and Tanel were talking about wanting to do a Game of Thrones show. If Mild Sauce hooks that up, I have to be on.
We're definitely, yeah, Steve. We're definitely not doing it without you. You look like everyone on Game of Thrones. But yeah, we're gonna figure that out, and we got some more stuff coming. We got the Let's Talk Chicago. That I'm hosting
at the Whistler, right? That's right around the corner.
That's on Sunday. We have the Hoxton is hosting the Guide to Grade A Living.
That's going to be really fun. That's going to be really cool.
I think I'm a guest on that show. So I guess I'm getting my ass out the next few weeks.
Gonna get to see the face of Jake out and about in the scene.
Yeah, I'm no longer the ominous voice in the background.
In front of the scene.
It'll be yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, a lot of good stuff from Mild Sauce coming. We have some stuff with Wayward Gallery in the next Wayward. I keep calling it Wayward Gallery. Wayward Boutique.
Yeah, that's a cool place. I mean, they've hosted us in the past. They do a great job, and it's a cool fucking spot.
Yeah, and you can find some cool content coming from Mild Sauce. It's gonna be ending up on the Wayward pages and stuff like that. So a lot of good stuff coming from the station and everything else. We're gonna be finding a new broadcast home soon, but
yeah, we're gonna get a new studio to put the backdrop up on.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. If anyone has one, let us know. Anyway,
new look
take
Mild
it away,
Sauce
Steve.
right around the corner. But no, so next up, Still Alive, and I was struck by their the tightness of their performance. Really good band. Got a chance to chat with them a little bit after the show. And then again, speaking of well attended, so show broke up, and this is another one of those sets where, it's cool to be, at least conscious and aware of the scene in the city. Because after the show, the crowd, after everybody, bought their merch, migrated back into the bar at the beautiful Cobra Lounge. And while we're sitting there, got struck up a conversation with the lead singer, is still alive, really cool dude. And then as we're talking, most of La Armada kind of wandered by. So you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like you're always like on the trail of La Armada.
they happen to go. They have similar tastes. I saw them Sunday. They were at the Baroness show. I'm not like some weirdo who's following them around. I just happen to be in a lot of places that they happen to be in.
Whatever you say, man.
It's not weird. It's not weird. That's what I keep telling myself.
All right, man. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, so let's do it. So we got a couple tracks from Still Alive. Both of them are off of the Assemble release. So we're going to listen to Schedule 1 and then go right into Static. And then after that, we've got a couple of Death Itself tracks, and then we're out of here.
All right, let's do it.
Second the agenda, corporate bias fades away. nothing but static. Take the channel to something more dramatic. We haven't tolerate for bullshit. Fucking angle and dead bullshit. It's a sideshow of goddamn circuits. It's all aesthetics on the truth won't surface. What in my brain? What a distraction. Indoctrinated, a split faction. Who wrote this? This script sucks. It never ends.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. You know what that is, right?
Bing, bing. I love
All right, we're back. Mild Sauce Live. That was Still Alive with Schedule 1 and Static off of the Assemble release. Very cool stuff. Be sure to check them out. Be sure to search that stuff out. I mean, definitely few of the bands on this this episode are on Spotify, but I think over half of them are not. So, you know, be kind to your local punk band and throw them a few bucks, get some merch.
Also, my bad. Steve threw me off on the last segment. I thought those were the last two.
We're a little rusty.
We
Getting
have
back
two
into the
more,
swing of things.
so my apologies for that.
Yes, we got two more. We are
early goodbye. You know.
We are down to our headliner, so Death of Self. Like I said, I'd seen them before. They were what drew me into this evening, or the show that night, and they did not disappoint. They were really fucking tight, really good. I picked up their new release, Look Elsewhere, full-length LP, and very much enjoyed it. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. It's nice and tight. I think in the last time we played them, we played a couple tracks off of earlier EPs, so you're getting a kind of like a full look into this band's capabilities, and I dig it. Very cool stuff, and I'm looking forward to more from them. So we'll go out on these two tracks. We're going to do To the End and Static off of Look Elsewhere. But before we go, as usual, got to give the shout-outs. So, shout-outs to everybody at Mild Sauce. Shout-out to Jake.
Hey.
Shout-out to the Three-Piece. Fucking best morning show in the city. Shout-out to the Backcourt. Back live, good to see Ryan Tennell back jamming out on stuff. And, of course, big shout-outs to Mars, DJ Police State, former previous guest on a couple of episodes that we did in February. Very fucking cool guy. And why don't we go through again? What do we got going on with Police State?
April 10th, he will be at the Hoxton Hotel, where he will be hosting the Guide to Grade A Living alongside Kingsley and his boy Rob. They will have a few guests. I think I may make an appearance. We'll be there live broadcasting, so you guys can listen in live for all that. That'll be April 10th. April 7th, though, you can also tune in. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff in April. Like I said earlier, I'll be hosting my talk show, Let's Talk Chicago, late night type show. We got Jazz Peterson, Vic Lloyd, and Manny Camacho coming through as guests for that. So that's gonna be a lot of fun as well.
That's a stacked lineup.
And then we got Mars gonna be DJing for us there. He's gonna be our band. So you'll see him a lot and hear him a lot, as is per usual. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yep, and as always, you can find, I take photos and stuff while I'm out and about. So, check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Collarbone666. And, like I said, I've been busy. So I've got shows lined up for the next month or the next 4 episodes, whenever that may be. But, yeah, we're going to be doing Murphy's Law next. That's going to be an amazing fucking night. Bad Sons, Fast Planets. Oh, I'm spacing on the other bands. That was an amazing night. Then after that, we get some just killer fucking British stoner doom with Uncle Ass and the Deadbeats. They were fantastic. It was an amazing show. Sold out set at the Metro, so jam packed. And then we're gonna be doing the show I just went to, Deaf Heaven, Baroness, Zealand Ardor. Amazing. So look forward to these fucking episodes right around the corner. And with that, I will see you next time. Fucking kicking ass. And cheers. Let's just go out on Death of Self. Fucking Mild Sauce. It's kind of hot.
It's kind of hot.
Kind of hot on a Tuesday night.
Couldn't go in the pool to the end. But my other shit, I was giving in the trend. Fight on board.